Frank Zappa, Peaches on Regalia. Was it Regalia?
Regalia.
Regalia, yeah. It's from the Hot Rats album anyway, and it was the first track, wasn't it?
First jazz fusion album that ever hit the charts.
Yes, I believe
Think
so.
about it. That's what it was. People who aren't into jazz wouldn't recognise it as such, but you know,
no.
Just because the guitar work on there was just not particularly on that track, but on some of the other tracks.
Oh, Willie the Pimp, especially.
You know, and John Luke Ponty's violin.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so I did have some more questions. Oh yes, your journalism. You're a little bit sideline. Do you do some stuff for Get Ready to Rock or something?
Yeah, and I also do stuff for Classic Rock Blues magazine, and freelance. Actually, this is what I used to do in the 80s before the big crash. In fact, I got a great. It's not a great story for me, but I was doing stuff for Jazz FM and the Jazz FM magazine. I was going to go to Trinidad to interview and review Robert Cray.
Whoa!
On my way to the airport, and a message comes through on the phone. They've gone bankrupt. In fact, Jazz FM obviously didn't go bankrupt, but Homes and Gardens did, which was the holding company. And they said your tickets are worthless, mate. You know. So it was at that point, having met some really great people, and I used to do the A&R page for Music Week and things like this, and I used to do the obits for the independent music obits, I should say. And
there seems to be, sadly, so many of them this year.
Well, yeah.
It's been a bad year for that.
Yeah. No, that's very, very true. But yeah, I mean, in those days I had a couple of kids, and I still have 3 kids. They were on the way then, and you know, it's.
I understand that.
So I actually made a conscious decision somewhere along the line that I was going to be where the money is, such as it is, and be a promoter. Because I was actually an agent for 4 years as well. Went around Europe and with a good few bands, and really enjoyed it. Paul Lamb, the Blues Burglars, and bands like Kokomo and.
Good grief, Kokomo, yes, I remember them. Who was in Kokomo?
Tony O'Malley, Frank Collins, Diane Birch, Alan Spanner.
They were originally Arrival.
Yes, they were.
That's it, the hit with
Paddy McHugh.
I saw them. Music Machine, Camden.
Yeah, that would be right.
Yeah. Long time ago now. So we've got a family track next that you've chosen. It's not one I'm familiar with. Burning Bridges.
Well, it's one that they resurrected on their 40th anniversary shows at the Sheffield Empire last February.
Right.
I chose it because, for 2 reasons really. One, I think that the album that it's from, Fearless, is their most underrated album. I thought it was one of their absolutely best albums. Of course, you mentioned the first 2 albums, which were excellent at the time. But by the time they recorded Fearless, they were a really mature band. Right. Great following, and were very experimental, but in a more mature way. Whereas what they did originally was pretty much like Man did on that single, To Everything at the Kitchen Sinks.
Unfortunately, they had a record company that now experienced them having a hit single or 2, and probably wanted more of that.
Yeah, that was that. But this was very, very well crafted album. This if there's a strand through all of these tracks apart from blues, I suppose it's psychedelia. This is a very psychedelic.
Very welcome on this show.
Yeah, it features some wonderful mandolin from Charlie Whitney.
Let's have a listen to it, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm only doing that because we're just